Scholars, welcome back. Today's video is for Tuesday, April 28th, and it's really great that I'm doing it right now because my problem today is about my cat Cookie, who is sitting right behind me. This is Cookie, this is Miss Park's cat, and today we're talking about her food, and she actually gets dry food and wet food. But just wanted to just point out that I'm just really happy she's sitting here right now. She might not stay in this video. So just keep a close eye on her, but you still need to be listening to me. Today is about Miss Park's cat Cookie ate 64 pieces of dry food for lunch. For dinner, she ate some more. Altogether, she ate 105 pieces of dry food. How many pieces of dry food did she eat for dinner? Is our question today. For our retelling, you don't have to write Mrs. Park's cat. You can think about Cookie ate 67 pieces of dry food for lunch. For dinner, she ate some more. Altogether, she ate 100 pieces of food. How many pieces of dry food did she eat for dinner? Doesn't need to be exactly word for word. Right now, I just changed it just a little bit so that I can remember. Now pause it and do your retelling and come back to me. All right, great job. If you didn't quite get it, you can always go back a couple minutes into the video so you can see the problem, and then you can retry. Now we need to move on. So the first thing that we're probably going to do is turn to the correct page. It should be page 21. It's right there. So go grab that out so that you can actually follow along with me when I'm doing the cubes. Right now we need to read the problem. Mrs. Park's cat Cookie ate 67 pieces of dry food for lunch. For dinner, she ate some more. Altogether, she ate 105 pieces of dry food. How many pieces of dry food did she eat for dinner? I want you to pause the video and reread it to yourself right now. Okay, good job. Now let's go through our cubes. This is where you need your pencil or pen. You're at home, and you're going to be doing it with me. I want you to point your fingers to the correct things before you actually use it. If you're using a pen, most definitely, so you can't erase. So, first thing is circle the key numbers, or what is the information that the story gives you. So I really need you to think about that right now and point to where you would be circling the first one. And I'm going to hopefully see a lot of fingers going right here. And that is 67 pieces. Good job. And the second part would be, right here, 105 pieces of dry food. Now, I don't think there's any other numbers or units that I see, so we're going to hop into U. Underline the question. So right now, put your finger on the question. And great, it should be how many pieces of dry food did you eat for dinner? Then we're going to go into boxing the math action words. What is it asking you to do? So there's usually one main action word that you always should, but there's also a couple different ones that are going to help you. Like I also box the word lunch because they're telling you, hey, this part right here is how much you had for lunch. Next one that I thought was really important was this part right here for dinner. She had some more, but they don't tell you how much. Another part that I really thought was important to underline with, box with this, was that they're asking you how much you had for dinner. They don't really tell you a number here, so I'm guessing that's what we're looking for. The next one is altogether, she ate 105 pieces. So usually when you see some of these words, they're telling you to add or they're telling you to subtract. Like the word altogether, she ate 105 pieces. It's not really telling you to add, but usually the word altogether is used for adding. So I'm going to evaluate this a little bit later. So let's think about this. Did Cookie have more or less than 105 pieces for dinner? I need you to pause and tell me why. Which one did you pick? Okay, good explanation. Now let's go on to evaluating. I'm going to go through all these steps again while I'm evaluating because it's really important to think about it. Okay, so I know that she had 67 pieces for lunch, 105 pieces altogether. We're trying to look for how much she had for dinner. And some of the things that helped me is that she had 67 for lunch, she had some for dinner, but we need to figure out how much she had for dinner. And all together, oops, I didn't box this one on this one, all together she had 105 pieces. How are you going to find that out? So, if this is Cookie's food bowl, and she had 67 pieces of dry food for lunch, and then she had some more for dinner, we just don't know how much, and then all together she had 105 pieces of dry food, how are you going to find out just one part of that? I need you to make sure you're looking at your paper, make sure you're on the correct problem. You need a first way. If there is a vertical way to be done, do it. Number sentence, word sentence, and an explanation. While you're doing that, please do not forget the first thing you write on your paper is always the same, and that is to write your first and last name, college, and your date. Please solve it out before you watch my videos on solving because I still need you to be able to solve on your own because when we get back into the classroom, you are the ones that are telling me what to write on that answer.
So if we're looking at this problem, if Cookie ate 67 pieces of dry food for lunch, and then for dinner she had some, and then altogether she had 105 pieces. So this shows me that you had this much and then you added this much more and then you got this. Because you go from 67, you put a number here and then the number got bigger, which means you added. So now this is the way that we looked at it. And the first way we're going to do is drawing. So now I'm looking at this problem and I don't really know how to get there. So I'm going to put that into a number bond. And I know this is a whole because our biggest number is a whole. And for an addition problem, our biggest number is at the end. It's the answer. So I put 67 here and a question mark here. And if you add these two parts together, you have to subtract these. So now I know that my new number sentence is, which is that right there. All I did was change it from an addition sentence to a subtraction sentence. If you notice, I'm still using the same three numbers. And how are we going to do this in a subtraction by drawing? Still going to do my hundreds, tens, and ones. And now I'm going to write 105. Can I like to write my numbers in? And you're taking away 67. How are we going to do that? Now, for subtraction, you're actually going to draw only the top number and you're taking away the bottom number. So I'm actually going to draw circles here. There's nothing here, but there is a big, this is 100 here. So I'm always going to start from my ones place. I need to cross off 7. I don't have 7 here, but I can't go here because there's nothing here. So then I actually need to go all the way here, cross this off, and I'm going to give this, and this is actually going to turn into 10 sticks. Because I took this block and now all I did was split it apart. So now that it's 10 sticks, so in each of these it's a 10. This was 100. So now I can actually give one here. So I'm going to cross this one out and I'm going to move it over here. In one stick, how many are in that? It is actually 10 in here. So now I can actually cross off 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8 left here. My first number. Now here, this one's gone from here to here. Now I need to cross 6 more off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 3 left. And here, there's nothing. So my answer actually is 38. Second way that I'm thinking is this is your number sentence, or this is your number sentence. So something you can already do is just vertical, which you already know you can't do 5 minus 7, you can't do 0 minus 6, so you would need to cross this one out. This becomes a 0. Then you gave that one to here, so now that's a 10. But now you need to give one here, so now that's a 15 and this is a 9. So 15 minus 7 is an 8. 9 minus 6 is a 3. 0 minus nothing is a 0. So now you got 38. Our last way is a little different, and I want to show it to you because it is different. I'm actually going to add up. So if I have 67, I'm actually going to add up so I can get to 105. So 67, I'm going to add 7, 3 more, and right now I get to 70. Move that down here. 70 plus 30 equals 100. But I still need to get 105, so I'm going to add 5 more to the 100 and get 105. And all you need to do is actually add up the middle numbers. So 30 plus 5 plus 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and 3 plus nothing is 3. So your answer actually was 67 plus 38 equals 105.
Now that you saw me solve and you solved your own, and you filled in that third way if you didn't have one, this is my number sentence and my word sentence. My number sentence came out to 67 plus blank equals 105, but it can be any one of the ones on here because as long as you get to the answer, all of our answers are different. My word sentence was Cookie ate 38 pieces of dry food for dinner. And great job, guys, again today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Say bye, Cookie. Say bye. Thank you for doing your problem.